Mexico, as I told you a couple of weeks ago, has over 100,000 people missing. Just get your head around that fucking number. It's literally kind of the same number of people dying in the US by overdose in a single year. Mexico has over 100,000 people missing. This is not people killed. This is not people, well, confirmed dead or whatever. This is people reported as missing, that you never know what really happened to them. This is huge. So there's a lot of different groups called buscadoras in Mexico, the searchers. I think that will be an accurate translation. Basically, a group of mothers, for the most part. There are also a couple of fathers joining these groups, but for the most part, are moms around Mexico. They're looking for their daughters, for their sons, for their brothers, for their relatives that they never knew anything from them. Many of them were victims of organized crime, like what is happening right now in Chiapas. A lot of forcibly recruitment, a lot of disappearing, a lot of displacement. I'm reading news from local news outlets in Chiapas that for the kids, men, and elder men also that couldn't make it out of these towns, they're being forcibly recruited by either two of these cartels, by the Cartel Jalisco or by the Sinaloa cartel, probably to be used as cannon fodder, right? So this is a situation that is happening in Mexico. It's not stopping. The numbers of missing persons, it's still spiking. This is a truce, and I can say this with a lot of certainty. This is a truce between criminal organizations and the government to lower the rate of murders, right? They want to see low figures for murders in Mexico. So what do? They make a truce and they say, like, just don't kill people. Don't fucking kill out on the street and shootouts, whatever. Just don't do that shit. Grab them and make them disappear from this earth and that we never see them back again. So this is happening more and more. This is a tendency. This is a trend happening in Sinaloa, in Michoacán, in Guerrero, in Chihuahua. This is a truce with all of the different drug cartels in Mexico. Why is this important? Well, this group of mothers looking for their relatives put out this letter that you're watching on screen, and I'm not going to read in full, but this is the first time these buscadoras, this group of Mexican mothers, speak directly to all of the leaders of the Mexican drug cartels. They include Cartel Jalisco, Nueva Generación, Cartel de Sinaloa, Cartel del Golfo, Cartel del Noreste, Cartel de los Zetas Vieja Escuela, Cartel de los Salazar, Cartel de Tijuana, Cartel de Ciudad Juárez, Cartel de los Ventral Leiva, Cartel de la Familia Michoacana y o los Caballeros Templarios. Then they write a lot of background of what's been happening since 2008, what's the situation with the disappearances, with a missing person, and this is a letter written on first person by one of the leaders of this group of buscadoras, where she basically says, this is the situation, we know what's happening, we know that you, like us, are victims. You are victims by a government, that they want to catch you, they want to arrest you, they want to kill you on an unwinnable fight. The war against drugs. What she says is, this is not working. Her name is Delia. She's the sister of Roberto, a man disappeared on March 10, 2014 in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, one of the most violent territories currently, and probably for several years now, in Mexico. And she is speaking directly to this drug cartel saying, I know what you're facing. I know that you don't want to get arrested. I know that you don't want to fight that war. But we are also being victims of you. And of you speaking to cartels and cartel leaders, right? So she is proposing a truce. And she's saying, like, I'm speaking directly to you guys because the Mexican government wouldn't listen to us as well. They don't want to talk to us. They don't want to listen to us. They want to deny that we basically exist. We know that, and that's what I'm paraphrasing here. We know that the war on drugs is an unwinnable fight. But before, and she's saying something that is very true, before you guys weren't like that. You guys were just drug traffickers minding your own business, but not disappearing people, not grabbing people and making them disappear from the surface of the earth. Also, she said, it was the Mexican government that infected Mexican cartels with the disappearance of people when they sold the 37 Special Forces Army people to the Gulf Cartel when Ociel Cárdenas was leader. What she's talking about is the creation of Los Zetas, right? She's saying, we do know that you guys were like this, and it was the Mexican government that invented the forcibly disappearance of the people, right? Like desaparición forzada, which is kind of strange. It's a strange term, right? Because I don't think there is a voluntary disappearance when it comes to cartels. I don't know. But basically of taking people and making them go missing. She's saying, we know that it was the Mexican government when they grabbed these 37 gafes, Grupo, I can't even remember what gafes stand for, but it's basically Mexican military special forces. And they turned these 37 elite Mexican military members to the Gulf cartels when Ociel Cárdenas was leader. So she's speaking from her heart to the Mexican drug cartels. She's saying, I understand what's happening with you guys. Let's join forces. The Mexican government has been fucking us both for a while, and I want to make a truce. What she is proposing is this one, is the following. All of us, we have a cult to call on our death relatives every November the 2nd. The worldwide known cult for the Day of the Death, El Día de Muertos, right, in Mexico. She's saying, for us that have a missing relative, we cannot participate in this. What she's asking is just give us our relatives back so we can bury them and follow our traditions like the Día de Muertos. At the end, she's proposing 3 different and very specific action. She's asking them to respect a dignified burying for the dead relatives, to eradicate disappearance in Mexico. She's also asking to respect the life and the free transit of mothers, family members, and groups of victims while they're searching for their relatives in any part of Mexico. And she's asking them to cease fire unless it was the Mexican army that they're using their constitutional right on legitimate defense. So she's also kind of like inviting the Mexican government to join this pact and to cease fire and to let them do their job, which is basically look for their relatives and to respect the lives of every single Mexican so they can continue with, basically she's saying, if you're going to kill them, just kill them, let us know so we can bury them and keep on our tradition of the Day of the Death. This is fucking what, this is only happening in Mexico. Imagine this happening in the US. A group of mothers asking a criminal organization to please give their relatives' bodies back, to stop killing them, They understand that the bad guys are the government, and they just want to keep looking for their relatives to find them to give them proper burial ceremony, right? This is absolutely fucking mad. This wouldn't be happening in any other part of the world, because this is happening only in Mexico, where the cartels, criminal organizations, criminal insurgencies, and the Mexican government are just too intertwined, where you don't know if you want to speak directly to the government because you're fed of it. You had it up to here to talking or trying to talk with the Mexican government without any answer. But also, where you are a living relative of someone who disappeared, and you're pretty sure that he's dead by now because your relative disappeared in 2014, almost 10 years ago, but you're still looking for him. And while you are traveling, it recently happened, where you're traveling Mexico looking for clandestine burials that cartels usually do, one of these groups stop you and kidnap you as well. And they threaten you not to mess on their businesses, whatever. And they're like, dude, we're just looking for a relative that some of you guys I know have. Let us follow through. We just want to find his or her body to have a proper ceremony. Heartbreaking shit right here happening in Mexico. This is fucking crazy that they had to speak directly to the cartels. It's calling for a government duplicity. Like, we have two different governments in Mexico, right? We have the official government, police officers, state governors, local mayors, a president, and we have a duplicity or fake government, which is really on top of it. Which one of those two is really on top of it? They tried the proper way. They went to the official government. Now they're going with the unofficial government or power in Mexico, which is the drug cartels.